talmidim here at Cheder. Of course, you know that you are gathered together for a farbrengen in honor of Chof Dalet Teves, the Alter Rebbe's yahrzeit. However, this farbrengen is unique in the extent that you're not sitting here alone, perhaps in this room. However, we are joined with other talmidim of older kittais in other moistes chinuch, in other schools and yeshivas around America for this farbrengen. And by doing so, we're actually fulfilling the ha'irah and the message of Chof Dalet Teves in today's Hayom Yom. It tells us, Samach Tzedek said, what did the Alter Rebbe want with Chassidus? What did he want with Chassidim? And the response, the answer is that Chassidim should be like one mishpacha, with ava towards one another. And therefore, by getting together in a Chassidish farbrengen, by doing so, together with other Chassidim around the entire world, or around the entire America at least, we are fulfilling this idea of Chassidim being one mishpacha in a very real manner. And in order for us to appreciate the day, in order for us to appreciate the day of Chof Dalet Teves and preparation for hWhat, we have with us the Rebbe's shliach to Bel Air, Rabbi Chaim Mentz, who is going to be farbrengen with us and with talmidim all over the yeshivas in America and beyond. Rabbi Mentz.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rabbi Greenbaum. So, two stories. I'm driving with being that I live in Bel Air, there are many people from very popular people in Hollywood, so I was driving with somebody from JFK, and we were going to the oil. And what happened is that they saw that I was going towards Long Island. And they said, why are you going to Long Island? You always talk at your table, you're going to the Rebbe that he lives in Brooklyn. And I go, yeah, I do. Because every time I speak of the Rebbe, I speak, and the Rebbe said, and the Rebbe said, and so when I went to the Rebbe, this is what the Rebbe answered, etc. So I always talk about the Rebbe being like he's right in front of me. So I tried explaining to this person that after Gimel Tammuz, we go to the oil. So this person says to me, no, I don't need no pictures of me going and talking somewhere at a cemetery. This won't be good for me. So I said, you're here. Let's go. What am I supposed to do there? Just write a letter to the Rebbe, how you feel, and what kind of connection you want to have with God. We went there. It took me about 15-20 minutes to write my letter. It took an hour and a half. She wrote 18 pages because she started feeling, how awesome is this place? Because there must be a Rebbe sitting here with me. Another story. I was once sitting at my Shabbos table talking stories of the Rebbe. I told over a sicha from the Rebbe. And then I started telling over a person once wrote to the Rebbe, this was the advice that was given. Somebody raises his hand and says, Rabbi, can I interrupt you? And I go, sure, yeah. He says, can I ask this question to your father, who's also a rabbi? I go, sure. So he says, Rabbi Mentz, do you realize your son talks about the Rebbe with greater reverence, with greater respect than he has for you? So my father turned to the guy with a big smile and said, I should hope so. Because what the Rebbe gives my son, I could never, ever give him. Today, Chof Dalet Teves, I was asked, please come and explain, what is a Rebbe? What is a Rebbe that is so crucial and so important? And this is not something new. with Chabad. It started at Har Sinai. Because Hashem wanted us to know that right from the beginning you need a Rebbe. And therefore we call Moshe Rabbi. Unsere Rebbe, our connection, we must understand what is a Rebbe, my dear friends. But first is, how can I explain what a Rebbe is? How can I personally explain what a Rebbe is? If I'm a doctor, I can explain what a doctor is. If I'm a politician, I can explain politics. If I'm a sports player, I can explain something about sports. I'm never going to be a Rebbe. I can't ever see myself even coming to the link of anything of what a Rebbe is. How am I supposed to sit here today and talk to you what exactly is a Rebbe? And the answer is, nobody could really tell you unless you're a Rebbe yourself. But thank God, on Gimel Tammuz, 1950, Tafshin Yud, about 6 months after the previous Rebbe passed away, after the Frierdiker Rebbe passed away, before the Rebbe took upon himself to be Rebbe, he wrote a beautiful letter. And on that day, he totally wrote to us for the future to know. I want you to know exactly what is a Rebbe. And he explained that a Rebbe and a Nasi is the same thing. What is a Rebbe? A Rosh B'nai Yisrael. He is the head of the Jewish people. And the Rebbe writes over there, I want to quote exactly what the Rebbe writes. The Rebbe says that a Rebbe is a heart and a mind and the source of your life and everything that you get in your life. By you binding yourself to the Rebbe, you get everything you need. Whoa. Whoa. Do you hear what the Rebbe just said here? By me connecting myself to a Rebbe, I get everything I need, beruchnius and begashmius. Physically and spiritually. I really got to know. What does that mean? When I go to Ralph's, or I go to Walbaum's, or I go to any one of the stores anywhere in America, and I buy whatever I need for Shabbos. I mean, I worked hard for that money. Okay, I understand Hashem gave me the parnasa. The Rebbe is responsible for that? Wow. The answer is, yeah. That's what the Rebbe wrote. How does that work? Well, we're going to have to get to that. Another thing I also want to tell you what the Rebbe is. The Rebbe writes that a Rebbe nurtures Hasidim internally and encompassing everything else. I'm quoting to you. And thus the bond of a Rebbe with Hasidim is those that are connected with the Rebbes. The Rebbe is connected just like a head is to all 613 parts to the body. The Rebbe is connected to you. And I got to tell you something, my friends. Everything that I just said to you sounds like, whoa, I need to understand this. Well, let's talk simply. Your head, right here. This is the brain. Let's be honest. My heart, you know why it's beating? Boom, 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 boom. You know why? Because the head tells it to beat. You think it's just happening naturally? No, but the brain has to keep on saying, keep on beating. The foot. I'm walking around, K'nai. The brain is saying to me, foot, stop moving right and left. Oh, my hand is moving. The brain is, the hand cannot move in a proper manner unless the brain tells it what to do. Everything is governed by the brain. My dear friends, a Rebbe is the head of the Jewish people. The Rebbe is everything that you need. So today, I'm going to teach you about one word that you all say many times. In fact, when I write a letter to the Rebbe, I always put this on the top of the Rebbe's letter. I always write a Chof and a Kuf, which is Kvoid Kedushas. And then I write an Al, Dal, Mem, Reish, Admor. If you ever look in Likutei Sichos, Any sefer of the Rebbe, you always see the word Admor. Why do we use the word Admor? Does anybody know why we use the word Admor? Because there are 3 words. Does anybody know what those 3 words are? What are the 3 words? Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu. These are beautiful words. We even say Harachman, Hu Yevarech Es, Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu. Harachman, Hu Yevarech Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu. Many times we used to stand as kids in front of the Rebbe, Yechi Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu, Yechi Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu, Yechi. Comes from the word Admor. What does the word Adonenu mean? Does anybody know what the word Adonenu means? What?
Our master.
Our master / teacher. Does anybody know what the word Moreinu means? Yes. Our guide. But also, like, a guide and a teacher is almost the same thing. And that is what the word Rabbeinu means.
Our teacher.
Our teacher. 1 minute. How many times do I have to say almost the same thing? Adonenu, my master / teacher. Moreinu, my guide, which is usually teacher. V'Rabbeinu, unsere Rebbe, unsere teacher. What is an Adonenu? And what is a Moreinu? What is a V'Rabbeinu? And if we don't understand each one of these things, then my connection to my Rebbe is lacking. So today, my dear friends, we are going to go and discover Adonenu, Moreinu, V'Rabbeinu. How it's important that you have to know how to connect to the Rebbe, that he is your Adonenu, how he is your Moreinu, and he is your V'Rabbeinu. You know, I never thought of that, Rabbi. That's a good question. But seriously, what does all of that mean? So let me explain. Adonenu, our master, our teacher. My dear friends, when you look at Moshe Rabbeinu, you think of him as, wow, he brought us the Cheder from Hashem. That, my dear friends, is your master. He's the one that teaches you everything that Hashem wants. What was the Rebbe to you and me, my friends? Every single one of each and one of us sitting here. I know you're all, like ages somewhere between 9 and Bar Mitzvah. But I must say to you, so many of the things that you learn, so many of the things, the way you think today, is because the Rebbe came to you through your teachers and taught you, like Moshe at Har Sinai, on how to think and how to learn Torah and how to be able to serve Hashem. I'll give you an example. Pesach Sheni. Just an example. Does anybody here know what Pesach Sheni is? What is Pesach Sheni? What is Pesach Sheni? What's your name? Menachem. Beautiful job. I asked what is Pesach Sheni. If I ask any Jew in the world, they would say it's the second Passover. But guess how a Chabadnik thinks? The first thought in his head, what is Pesach Sheni? A Jew has a second chance. Brilliant! Because Moshe Rabbeinu is your Adonenu. The Rebbe taught us how to look at each part of Judaism in such a powerful way that is beyond anything that most people in the world. I can go to many yeshivas and ask people, what's Pesach Sheni? And they'll say, I don't know, it's something about eating matzah. I'm not really clear. I see it on the calendar. Yeah, I'm not really sure. To all about it, you. The Rebbe is our Adonenu. He's our master. He was our Moshe. He teaches us exactly how to think. Let's go to the next one. Moreinu. What does the word Moreinu mean? Moreinu. Our guide. What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? Anybody want to take a shot at it? Yeah?
You need to get somewhere so it takes you the right path.
You need to get, it's close. Do you know what the Rebbe is? The word Meirah is a person who's a teacher that shows you how to do things. For an example, how does somebody go and pick up a Kiddush cup? How does somebody daven Shemona Esrei? How does a person today say Shema? If you look at many Chassidim, you know how they say Shema? They don't go Shema Yisrael, Shema Yisrael, Shema Echad. They know what to think, because the Rebbe told us as the Adinenu, and all of a sudden we start also moving our heads in certain directions. The Rebbe shows us how to do everything. The Rebbe showed us literally a way to be. If you don't have a dugma chai on how to live your life, then how are you going to be able to live Yiddishkeit to the utmost? The first thing that we always hear about is, for example, the story that the Rebbe was standing by dollars. And an old woman comes up to the Rebbe and said, "You're standing here for such a long time. Don't you get tired?" Has anybody heard this story before?
Yeah.
Yes. And what was the Rebbe's answer? When we count diamonds, who gets tired? How many of us are tired and our feet are hurting because we've been standing 3-4 hours handing out menorahs on Hanukkah? What's the first thought in your head? You want to go away? You want to go sit down somewhere? You want to sit down in Bakvem Abyssal? What's the first thought in your head? What may walk by? Another Jew. How can I sit down? What do you mean tired? Who taught me that there's no such thing as being tired when I have to go and care about another Jewish person? Who was the one that guided me in how to be a perfect example? The Rebbe taught a lot of people, you have to be on time. The Rebbe always was on time. When it comes to serving Hashem, you have to be on time. You can't go to 10 minutes late. When it comes to a Cheder, you have to be on everything about the Rebbe. You watch. See, wait, the Rebbe davens. If you notice, the Rebbe doesn't chuckle away. The Rebbe davens, very calm. He's standing with Nei Melech, Malchim, Bloch. The Rebbe was always neat. The Rebbe was always presentable. The Rebbe was always somebody to look at and say, how did the Rebbe do it? And if this is the way the Rebbe does it, this is the way I have to be. Now we go back to the last thing. The Rebbe. The Rebbe is my Rebbe. Well, what does the word Rebbe mean? My teacher. Isn't that what I just said, what Adinenu is? So what could it be here? Here, my friends, is what makes the Rebbe different than a regular teacher. A person can come to the Rebbe for dollars and say, Rebbe, I think I want to go to so-and-so place, give me a bracha. And the Rebbe looks at you and says, no, I think you need it in Dallas. See, a Rebbe is a teacher. Is somebody who looks at you and finds out what is the way for you to connect in your place in the world. The Rebbe looked at each and every one of us and said, hello Yankee, hello Levi, do you know how important it is for you to be able to do X, Y, and Z? There's a story that just came out about the holy rabbi from Kfar Chabad, Rabbi Ashkenazi, who just passed away. Great, great rabbi he was. And he had a dilemma. He needed to make money. So some rabbi in Israel came over to him and said to him, I'm writing a phenomenal sefer. You would be great. It's called Encyclopedia Talmudis. Please join me in writing this great encyclopedia on the Talmud. Make money. But before he does anything, he has to ask the Rebbe, because the Rebbe is the one that is guiding the teacher in saying, is this where you have to be? So what happened was, he came to New York for Yud Aleph Nissen, for the Rebbe's birthday. He spent Pesach. And the whole time he's thinking, should I write to the Rebbe? Should I not write to the Rebbe? What should I do? the Rebbe, he decided when he goes in for his yichidus after Pesach, he's not writing anything about it. Goes inside the Rebbe's office, and by the Rebbe's office, he hands the Rebbe his letter. The Rebbe looks up at the window. The Rebbe looks up at the window twice as he tells over the story. And out of nowhere, the Rebbe goes and says, why would you want to go do something outside Chabad? Put your energies and stay inside Chabad. And he got his answer. You see, a Rebbe knows where your neshama is. A Rebbe knows exactly where your mission is to be. The Rebbe understands each and every one of you. And I'm going to give you an example. Has anybody here ever made a puzzle? Of course. What happens if you have a whole puzzle, but there's one piece missing? You don't ever see the puzzle. Where are your eyes always focusing on? On that one piece. That one piece. What's wrong? Why is this one piece not there? The Rebbe looked at each and every one of us and saw, I understand why you were put into this world. Your piece of the puzzle has to be here. Some of you are going to end up living in Los Angeles. Some of you are going to end up living in Russia. Some of you in Morristown, some of you in Muncie, some of you in Toronto, some of you in Miami. And do not think that you just ended up there. It's because God, when He created the world, He needed you to be there. Who understands how to show you your purpose there? That is why we go to our Rebbe. We have yichidus. And we all have that beautiful way of understanding on how to fulfill our mission and our purpose. Let me tell you a quick story. There's this person that I know very well that sells gifts. A whole day they sell gifts. You walk in, you can buy this toy, you can buy that vase. It's gifts for adults, for children, and everything. So the person came to me privately and said, is this my purpose in life? To sit a whole day in this gift shop and just sell gifts? I feel bored. I feel like I'm not doing anything. If you were the rabbi, what would you have told this person of the gift shop? What would you have said to that person? Does anybody here want to give me advice? What would you say? Oh, so you would say your whole purpose is to make parnasa. Okay. Anybody else have a different? What would you say? The Rebbe wants you to be here. Why? Why? Why do I have to be here? Your purpose in this world is, you're not just a gift shop person. Your job is to go and make people happy. So what I said to this person was, let me study with you a sikha from the Rebbe on how to fulfill purpose. Now when you walk into this person's gift shop, they have a big mat on their floor. Walk in happy, walk out happier. And guess what this person does to every single person that walks in?
Smile.
By the way, are you Jewish? Oh, you are? Do you light Shabbos candles? Let me tell you how excited I am to light Shabbos candles. So much work does this individual do, not me, but another Chabadnik walked over to this person and said, the Rebbe once gave me $1. Did you ever get $1 from the Rebbe? You bring more people to our Shabbos table. You bring more people to light Shabbos candles. You've sent more people to Chabad houses to go and do bar mitzvahs than anybody we know. You deserve $1 from the Rebbe. And the person was so excited. And now the person goes and says, I think I'm one of the Rebbe's secret shluchim because I'm not a gift shop owner. That is my tool to go and bring Hashem to everybody. That's, my dear friends, what a Rebbe is. Each one of us have a purpose. Do not think that one day when you grow up, you're going to say, I'm going to be a shliach. That's my purpose. Your purpose is to go and bring Yiddishkeit no matter where. Some of you may be in Los Angeles. Some of you may be in Russia. Some of you, because our economy is growing in China, you may end up one day being a shliach in China. What is your purpose? Whatever you do, even if you end up being a teacher, a lawyer, your purpose is not being a lawyer. The Rebbe taught us, because he's our Rebbe, how you are a piece of a puzzle, and God put you there. Here's another thing I want to teach you about the Rebbe. You see, a lot of people think that Rebbe is, oh, you want to hear a story? Let me tell you miracle stories. Is that the Rebbe? Is the Rebbe all about miracles?
No.
Wow. In fact, you didn't hear me say one story about a miracle yet. The Rebbe is not about miracles. What is the Rebbe about? Helping you grow in your connection with Hashem. Helping you grow that your neshama feels Hashem. And do you know how we grow? When the Rebbe decides to grow himself, he picks us up. And every Fabrengen, the Rebbe found a way through Chassidus. He taught us a Maimer, that the Rebbe picked himself up and he lifted us all together. If you as a teacher don't grow, then your students won't grow. The Rebbe wanted, each and everyone wanted to unite the Jewish people. He taught us Rambam. Think about it. You're living in Los Angeles. You over there living in Morristown. You're in Olatena, and you over there is in the Lubavitch Yeshiva. From around the world, we're all learning the same Rambam. Smart? Not so smart. The Rebbe united us because the Rebbe is about making the body healthy. He lifts us all up because the Rebbe wanted to make a bigger unity within all of us. When the Rebbe becomes more united and closer to us, he demands that we must get closer together as one beautiful mishpacha. We do it through chitas, we do it through Rambam, and we do it through Fabrengens, together with each other. I can go on and tell you so many things. I want to end off. That many people go and say, Rabbi, you saw the Rebbe, had private audiences with the Rebbe, but we're little kids. We never saw the Rebbe. How could we be a fire of a chassid? That's pretty true. But you got to realize, thousands of chassidim grew up in Russia. They never saw the Frierdiker Rebbe. They never saw the Rebbe Rashab. They never saw the Rebbe. They didn't even get a letter, not even a correspondence. But how did they become one with the Rebbe? By learning his Cheder, by learning his sichos. It's only an excuse to go and say, I can't get close to the Rebbe. Oh, you can get so close. Study the Rebbe's sichos. Do the Rebbe's wishes. Love a fella. But learn his Cheder. The more that you're connected to the Rebbe's teachings, and I got to tell you something, when you go out to the world and you live the Rebbe's teachings, like a chassid used to walk around in Russia, oh, ich bin a Lubavitcher, and they would ask him, did you ever see the Rebbe? No, aber ich bin a Lubavitcher, ich lerne Chassidus, ich bin a chassid from Rebbe. My dear friends, that power of him walking around being who he is because he attached himself to it. Each and every one of us recognize that today, Chabad of Bel Air, the founder of the Lubavitch movement, the Chabad movement, the Rebbe looks at each and every one of us and says, join me. Join me, study Chassidus, study Tanya, and look at each one of our Rebbes as your Adonai, as your Moshe Rabbeinu giving you direct teachings, how you should think. Your Meirenu, watch what the Rebbe did. Ask your parents, ask your teachers, how did the Rebbe hold his tzitzis? How did the Rebbe walk? How did the Rebbe do everything? Because he is your guide. And be also your Rebbe. Look into his letters, look into his sichos, and ask, how did the Rebbe talk to other people when they had things just like me in life? My dear friends, if you act this way always, you're going to be as close as anybody to your Rebbe. My dear friends, what is a Rebbe? Thank you, Rebbe, for writing a letter to teach me how to look at it. May you all continue learning from the Rebbe how to be beautiful Chassidim. Thank you all for coming here. I thank you all for giving me your attention, but most of all, l'chaim, all the May we bring the Rebbe a lot of nachas. Thank you.